think it's the first time in LimitsCenter history today where a news topic outweighs a regular standard wrestling show. Tony Khan, your AEW Dynamite from last night was a complete freaking cesspool of trash, bro. We're going to explain this in today's podcast. Anyways, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of LimitsCenter on YouTube at Lucas E. Allen 1018 and all audio platforms, the Lucas E. Allen Show. Which is a LimitsCenter podcast for your Thursday, March 19th of 2026. Yeah, this might be a quick-ass freaking LimitsCenter with a review in it, people. I think I'm doing another LimitsCenter for tomorrow, for Friday, for March 20th of 2026. This is going to be a quick-ass LimitsCenter, because Dynamite sucked last night. Let's just be freaking real. I put out a tweet on social media before I went on the air for today's podcast. Or I think, I basically just took a GIF or something. I don't know what the icon is at all. I really don't know. It doesn't look like that little one meme that goes absolute ass. Well, I went there, but it didn't look like the guy does absolute ass. It was an absolute ass freaking GIF, obviously. This show fucking sucked. What? And then Tony Khan promised the world the media scrum for Revolution on Sunday. We said a big time show is supposed to be happening for last night. Where was that, Tony? Where was it? Because I didn't see 1 ounce of freaking thing. Minus maybe Tony Storm getting attacked backstage is the only interesting thing. And I didn't even discuss that for today. What was so interesting in this match after match? One promo here. Match. For the sake of fucking matches, no one gives a flying fuck about, dude. I didn't discuss it on today's podcast, though. Obviously. Well, how are y'all doing today? Let me know in the comment section how your day is going, by the way. We'll discuss, obviously, Ricochet, obviously, at the end of the show. And his bizarre tweet he sent about a fan engaged on X, formerly known as Twitter. Ricochet, dude, I can appreciate you doing kayfabe at times, but, dude, get the flying fuck off social media. Your shit is so fucking nauseating. I get it, he's in gimmick it and shit like this. But let's be real, dude. No one gives a flying fuck about what Ricochet is doing in AEW. Nobody cares. We're going to discuss it all, though. Let's just first, your AEW Dynamite. Follow me on social media if we're getting out the way. Wrestling Limits on any platform on his Facebook. Let's fuck Facebook. Also, Say's XRs and also Lucas E. Allen 1018 as well. You want to start your show today? Just first, your AEW Dynamite, your AEW Shitmite, I don't know what to fucking call it for this week. March 18, 2026 review. We discussed that. Also, the Santos Escobar to undergo surgery, and that fucking sucks for him. He just came back to WWE in AAA. We discussed that. Also, in Gunther's WWE WrestleMania 42 status uncertain after injury, derails planned program. This might even overshadow Dynamite, too, for a point of the thumbnail. I don't even know. This might be Dynamite might be the third biggest story out of 5 on this whole show. Dynamite sucked last night, but we'll discuss Gunther as well. Also, in Backstage news on why some talent and start in WWE NXT instead of the main roster. We discussed that. Also, finish off with the big story, obviously, for today. Ricochet apologizes for weird and unnecessary tweets on social media regarding MS. Which I didn't know what it was until I looked up the initials, and then my god, dude. Not great look for Ricochet whatsoever. So as on today's podcast, go ahead and join me. So let's conversation the Thursday edition of LimitsCenter for your Thursday, March 19, 2026 on Lucas E. Allen 1018 on YouTube and all audio platforms Lucas E. Allen Show. It's on today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Shall we start off with this god-awful Dynamite for this week? Alright, let's start off with AEW Dynamite March 18, 2026 review. This review might be like 10 minutes. I'm not joking. Nothing fucking happened outside 1 second. Of course, the only promo of the night. And probably also Tony Storm getting attacked backstage at the start of the show, and Mia Shirakawa taking her place in a no-holds bar match. But did you seriously fucking care? Y'all know who fucking attacked her. Maria Shafir or Ronda Rousey. One or the other. Nobody ever knew that was going to be happening. Knock on wood. And I'll watch it be somebody else in the Tony Khan show. Hey, I told you, Lucas. I told you, little podcaster from New York. No, I'm a good podcaster from New York, and not like other people. Sorry, Tony. I've praised you more times than not in this day in New York. Whatever. Let's get on to today's podcast. Will Ospreay defeats Blake Christian to start the show. A big fat motherfucking C. Who asked for this, Tony? Who asked for this, Tony? Yo, the guy next to me on the left, and the guy next to me right. You guys asked for this? No, I fucking didn't. And spoiler, they said no. They said no. An imaginary next to me left, and imaginary next to me right too, guy. Mike, it might be my left hand and right hand man like Roman Reigns does. I don't know, people. We find out, obviously. But seriously, who the flying fuck cares? Did you seriously care? Because I know I freaking... This is Will Ospreay's first wrestling match back since he's been basically breaking his neck at basically the start of last year, obviously, when he wrestled in Forbidden Door. And he got obviously. Attacked by Death Riders. Did you seriously fucking care? Because I know I fucking didn't. Oh my god, it's the start of your show nonetheless, Tony. Wonder why I called the show sucked. Moving on to Jon Moxley, the reigning defending AEW Continental Champion. And Wheeler Yuta the Death Riders defeat the Bang Bang Gang. Another big fat say. Oh my lord, man. What was good about this? What was so good about this? Did you seriously freaking care, sicko, AEW fan? Granted, I call it a WWE fan base, it's WWE freakos, but still. Doesn't mean you're not the AEW sickos they claim that you guys are. You are. Just like they're the freakos, but still. Oh, man, what is this show, bro? This is barely a collision level main event. I don't care what anybody says. I like the Bang Bang Game's attacks. You know, like Juice Robinson a lot. I'll tell you that right now. But did you care? Did you care? Did you not? I didn't care at all. Big fat C, I did not. On a more C's. Oh, joy! Oh, joy! Darby Allin defeats Gabe Kidd in a coffin match. Another big fat C. This show, bro. Oh my golly. If you think this is such a big show, Tony Khan, what you promised us at the media scrum on Sunday at night, you gotta be out of your fucking mind, dude. So much so, a news story is taking place where you thought this show was supposed to be big time show, right? Well, this show is the complete opposite of that. I'm telling you right now. A coffin match, don't give a flying fuck about. The main event, oh, it's going to be worse than the main event. Wait, we discussed that, man. Oh, boy. Good old Tony Khan special, obviously. My god, man, this show just fucking sucked. It sucked. What do you want me to say? What was so big time that Tony Khan promised to be on Sunday night, on the media scrum? He's like, pulled his own Triple H impress, and probably Tony Khan started this show a long time ago. And he's going right back to good old school Tony Khan, promising the world. He didn't give us fucking shit on this show. What a fucking cesspool of dog shit this show was on last night. Alright, big fat C, people. Shall we move on? What is there to discuss? Nothing. In a post-Revolution promo, the only good thing on this show, sort of. Kenny Omega challenged Sir Swerve Strickland in a second match where the winner could be a #1 contender for the AEW World Championship, and MJF could be a double or nothing. Strickland answered in ring saying that he would only put that opportunity on the line if Omega would defend his own EVP power as well. Gee, I wonder who's winning a Dynasty. Not that I knew it would happen to begin with, but still. Best thing on the show, though, I'll give it a B. Best thing on the show by far. The done on the show is so good outside of this, obviously, to a point. And I love Swerve Strickland as a heel. This man had a very good promo last night. And Omega, I don't mind having a match at Dynasty. I think it's going to probably be better, honestly, at Dynasty. For #1 contendership for MJF in the World Championship, probably Omega winning that and go to double or nothing to face MJF. That's an A++ decision in my book. If that indeed happens. I don't see Swerve winning this match be heel versus heel at double or nothing. I don't see that happening. But still. This is a good promo. Nothing better than like anything else on the show. It was the best thing on the show. But not like it's just still a B grade, honestly. Not like a Matrix, a B+ or better, obviously. But still, I'll take anything over this fucking show already. This show was fucking boring. It was just boring. This gets to be a very good promo for the most part, if you ask me. Not until we discuss 3 more things to finish off this Dynamite show, people. More mid, and mid. Speaking of Mike Bailey, who I like a lot as a professional wrestler, I don't think he's mid. But he defeats Mark Davis, who I think is mid. A C+. Did you fucking care? Seriously, you sicko, AEW sicko right there. Did you seriously fucking care? Man, am I on fire today or what? The answer is no. He didn't care. Even a sicko crowd can really care about this. Granted, they probably will, some of them, but still, you get the point, obviously. But seriously, how can you fucking care? If you really care about this, how could you? How can you care? Tell me what's so good about this match. I see Bleacher Report gave us a B+. I don't know what the fuck they're smoking, dude. I really don't. Well, seriously, did you fucking care? Did you fucking care? Because I don't know what to tell you if I didn't care or not. I didn't care. C+, dude. C+. Mariana Mia Shirakawa, who just to place the time as Tony Storm in no holds bar match against Maria Shafir, and she defeats Maria Shafir. In no holds bar match, another C+. I'm glad they didn't do Tony and Mia Shirakawa. Mina. Graham, I did it, and glad he didn't do Tony and Maria Shafir again. But did you seriously fucking care about Mina versus Maria? The answer is no! Mina was okay. Nothing special. Dude, like, what is this shit? What was this big promise that Tony Khan was going to give us on Sunday? At the media scrum, he's going to say Dynamite's going to be very good this week. At bare minimum. This man could barely not even sniff decent, dude. This show was fucking barely not even close to decent, in my opinion. But this is Tony Khan for you. This is both promoters, Triple H and Tony Khan for you. Triple H is even worse than Tony Khan at this rate, believe it or not. I call his ass out all the time. You don't think I'm going to do the same thing for Tony Khan? You all be out of your freaking mind. This is C+. Shall we move on to the final match on the show? The main event I told you about is Tony Khan special. This is definitely a Tony Khan show. As you hear a bus being a bus, obviously, outside my apartment, go, motherfucking figure. I've been on some coffee, so I'm kind of awake, honestly, for once in my life. I'm sorry, people. You all can pray for my audience, obviously. On to the main event, shall we? Young Bucks and Jack Perry. Reigning defend AEW National Champion now, Jack Perry defeat Ricochet. News on him, obviously, at the end of the podcast. Defeat the Don Callis family in the main event. A 6-man tag trios. I'm gonna give a flying motherfucking fuck match. See my ness. C-. The worst thing on the show was already dog shit to begin with. Tony, dude. I speak this as an honest AEW fan. For fuck's sake, man. My favorite professional wrestler. Granted, she's not there right now, but it's in this company. You know who that is. Let's look at my YouTube cover photo. You know who that is. Oh my god, man. Dude, what do you can fucking care? A trios match. The main event showed us not good to begin with. Complete opposite of good. What are we doing here? Who seriously asked for this? I know I didn't. And it showed that the fan base says, even Bleacher Report gave us a big fat C. I was even more harsher than Bleacher Report. Oh, man, dude. Like, what is this show? What was this big time, like, I don't say like a mini, like, PLE worthy card he promised, but he put on a decent, good show on Wednesday night for a Revolution Media Scrum. He essentially saying just as good, if not better than Dying Revolution. This did not even come sniff Revolution's level on last Sunday, or on Sunday to begin with. This didn't even come close, dude. A main event like this in general will prove you it didn't come close to that. The fuck is wrong with you, Tony? If you think this is a good show, you are out of your freaking mind, dude. I just told you, and your audience would tell you. I can't imagine what the ratings look like. I'm not a big fan of ratings, but still, I stay the fuck out of it. But I can only imagine what the ratings will look like on Thursday or whenever they come out, obviously. They'd probably be good, honestly, because they're following the pay-per-view, but still. Can't imagine our next show's next week's ratings going to look like after next week's show, but whatever. Get the point. As your overall show grade for AEW Dynamite March 18, 2026, it's a C+. I mean, grateful it's not a big fat C. This gave us a C+, honestly, to say at least. That is your AEW Dynamite March 18, 2026 review on LimitsCenter for today. Moving on to Santos Escobar. Some WWE news. Before we get into, obviously, some couple news pieces for WWE until we get to Ricochet, obviously. Santos Escobar to undergo surgery. Santos Escobar is scheduled to undergo surgery for a torn tricep on Thursday after competing at injured at the AAA Ray Day Rays finals past weekend, where obviously Bailey appeared on that show and obviously lost in her debut AAA match. According to FightfulSelect.com, Fightful reports that the injury originally occurred during an NXT house show tour around the Royal Rumble weekend in January when Escobar was working with heel Daryl Dr. Wagner Jr. Just a complete awful thing for Santos Escobar to be injured, bro. The man was just coming back to I'm going to say WWE television, more AAA television to say at least. They have television, but still. This man just came back, looking great as ever, by the way. And he just gets freaking injured with a snap of my fucking finger. That's awful for Santos, dude. That sounds just fucking awful. The guy is great. I'm a big Escobar fan. I think he's freaking great. Like, this man is going to potentially be the next Rey Mysterio for comparisons. He's never supposed to be Dominic Mysterio. He's supposed to be Santos Escobar until WWE created has been WWE created. Not that Dominic's a bad pro wrestler. He's far from a bad pro wrestler. But still, you get the point, obviously. I'm a big Escobar fan. Wish him all the best in his recovery. Hope to see him back if he doesn't get released, obviously. This jersey knock on wood. That'd be awful, even more. So I definitely wish Santos Escobar all the best and hope his speediest recovery for him going forward, if you ask me. Yeah, to Gunther's WWE WrestleMania 42 status uncertain after injury derails planned program. Imagine having the guy retire tap out not even less John Cena's final match. And potentially not even be on the WrestleMania card. I doubt he doesn't make it to WrestleMania. I doubt he's on WrestleMania, but I'm just saying it for a fact in general. I'm going to discuss it right now, though. Gunther's WWE WrestleMania 42 status is currently unclear after a rib injury to Rey Mysterio. The rather planned program between the two was set to culminate at the event, according to Body Slam. According to the report, Gunther's feud with Dragon Lee on Raw was designed to set a match of Mysterio heading into WrestleMania 42. Mysterio's ribs route injury, which occurred before the Royal Rumble, forced WWE to change course. And Gunther's direction for the show has not been determined since. It is currently unknown whether Gunther will compete at WrestleMania 42 unless Mysterio is medically cleared in time. Imagine having the guy to retire John Cena and tap out John Cena for the first time in a long time for Cena. And not even potentially the following WrestleMania, not even coming out and be on the fucking card. This is what I mean, dude, about the decision from Saturday night's main event. You can have him pass out, that's fine. You have a man tap out to set up Gunther potentially in the following WrestleMania, not even fucking make it. Granted, it's supposed to be on Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I understand that. He got injured. Sadly. But still, like, you can't have focus on anything else for Gunther? Like, you have not enough talent on that roster for Monday Night Raw in general. We couldn't have, I don't know, Gunther against... Give me a name here, dude. And you cannot have been Brock Lesnar. He's going on to Boba Fett. I think Gunther's going to retire Lesnar probably at SummerSlam in Minneapolis, but still. But think of something. You are part of a WWE creative team. You think about shit like this. You're supposed to think about shit with Gunther, dude. And we plan for your wrestlers at WrestleMania that are big time, like Gunther, dude. They don't fucking think. That's the reason why Gunther's not on WrestleMania. It could potentially be on WrestleMania. Does he issue like a open challenge like Randy Orton did last year? I don't know. I doubt he would do that, but still. Who is he going to wrestle? He could wrestle Ilya Dragunov. I think that Ilya will probably lose against Gunther, if that's the case. I think Ilya's going to beat Gunther, give Gunther his first L since his retirement run. He's been retiring superstars left and right, like Cena, Styles, Goldberg. Like, you think Gunther's, like, next loss should be against someone like an Ilya Dragunov. So I don't think Ilya's the match at WrestleMania. So I don't know, waiting to find what then to say, Elias. Keep updating the situation going forward if you ask me on the podcast and stuff like that. Moving on, the backstage news. And why some talent in WWE NXT should start in NXT instead of the main roster. WWE and the CW are using former AEW talent in NXT as a way to attract new viewers to the brand, according to FightfulSelect.com. Fightful reports that the extended NXT tenures of former AEW performers Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and Blake Monroe are partly driven by the ratings strategy between WWE and the CW. That just sounds stupid, honestly, but still. Their television experience from their time in AEW is also considered valuable for NXT process, according to the report. I doubt this report is... I highly doubt that's the case. Because Blake Monroe, I love Blake. Blake is fucking incredible. I'm a huge Blake supporter. Like Ricky Saints a lot. Like Ethan Page a lot. But they never drew a dang anything in AEW. Maybe Blake did to a point. Blake did to a point with the women's championship in time was Tony Storm, that feud with that. Other than that, though, like, what did Ethan Page draw in AEW is so interesting? Man could have barely gotten on television, so how is he the one supposed to be like that? Granted, I'm great he's starting NXT. He's having a run of a lifetime, honestly, in NXT for a while. He's only potentially could have been the longest reigning NXT North American champion when dropped at the night I was born in NXT like a couple weeks ago. But what do I know, bro? What do I fucking know? Ricky Saints, the former Ricky Starks, is debatable to a point, too. But still, man, like, I don't believe this report at all, honestly. Maybe Blake I can believe to a point. The former Mariah May. But biggest, probably one of the best rivalries and best women's rivalry in AEW by far. Probably the best rivalries in that company, period. So maybe she can be one that will be the case of that. In that case, why the fuck can't Royce Keys star in NXT then? Why can't he star in NXT where he's much more needed than the main roster right now? Well, so how's that in general makes me not believe this report, period. No offense, Fightful Select, I like you guys. I think you're better than Wrestling 0 times 1,000, too. Well, I just don't believe this report for a single second, obviously. Blake I can believe, but definitely not Ethan Page or even Ricky Saints to a point either. But still, that's my thoughts on this for sure if you ask me. Now we get to your main event segment in today's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Ricochet, the final part of today's podcast, apologizes for a weird and very unnecessary tweet on social media regarding MS. Ricochet apologized for telling a fan that he was glad she has multiple sclerosis, or sclerosis, I think it's sclerosis maybe. Writing on X, formerly known as Twitter, that he took out his hatred for the internet wrestling community, the IWC, on her, and that she did not deserve it, and after initially doubling down on the comment and calling his critics hypocrites, he says, and I quote, I took out my hatred on IWC on Sandy, who I guess was the person that's responding to this, or called MS, whatever, and inadvertently others who are affected by MS. Ricochet wrote, she didn't deserve it, and for that, I sincerely apologize. Moving forward, I'll do better, end quote. I certainly hope so. Well, granted, I think Samantha Irvin's getting hate by this. She deactivated her Twitter account, obviously. I just don't know about that. That's stupid. For these fans to go on, because she's married to Ricochet, you go on social media because you can't get to Ricochet for some reason. I don't know if that's the truth or not. I don't know. Let's just say you can't get on Ricochet's DMs or whatever. So you go on Samantha Irvin ultimately just to blast her and make her deactivate her Twitter account. You don't think that's fucked up? You don't think that's fucked up? That's the idiot wrestling community for you, ladies and gentlemen. That's the idiot wrestling community for you. Grant, what Ricochet here was fucking stupid on the tweet about the tweet of MS. What he said was fucking really stupid. And I mean really fucking stupid. But to drag Samantha Irvin in this, really, is that really necessary there, IWC? You probably have no feelings in the world either. You probably just do it for the sake of doing it because you're a fucking idiot, but still. But why would you bring Samantha involved with that? Sounds so fucking just egotistical. It really does. It really does. Like, Rick, I'm not supporting Ricochet, what he said here. That's fucked up shit is what he said. And he apologized. Thank God he apologized, obviously. If he didn't, I'll be a freaking question him at times 1,000, even more so than what his tweet was. What he said was ridiculous. At least he apologized. At least I can give him that. I'm not a big, humongous fan of Ricochet as I once was in the NXT. He's still a great pro wrestler, just sometimes his gimmick can be so fucking just nauseating, dude. I gotta be honest. Love Samantha Irvin to death, though. I always loved her when she was in WWE and everything. We support her still to this day. People just fucking slamming her for a sleep, slamming her like, dude, IWC, shut the flying fuck up. Shut up. Shut the flying fuck up. You bring Samantha Irvin involved for what, dude? Just to push your fucking agenda towards her? When she probably had nothing to do with it? All because she's the wife of Ricochet, you bring her involved because of that? It's stupid to me. It's just stupid to me, people. Whatever, dude. But thank God Ricochet apologized and deleted his tweet, by the way. I'm glad he did that. And think people are saying like he had like trouble in AEW, maybe ruined his career, like he thought to be ruined his career. I could see it being a case to a point, but I don't know if Tony Khan would be like that, honestly. I don't know. I don't think Tony Khan can be very fucking petty, obviously. He really can be. But I don't think he'd be that petty enough to fire Ricochet over this. I really don't. I really don't, honestly. Nor I think he should to a point. Ricochet is still a talented pro wrestler. His gimmick sucks, honestly. I think it sucks. But still. Well, we found then to say at least where Ricochet he makes it back to AEW. I don't think we saw him on television last night for Dynamite. I don't think we did. But so waiting finally he does returns to AEW. Waiting finally then to say at least. Keep updating the situation and more of the podcast. I'm going to give more of a take on Lucas and Allen's show on Sunday, by the way. But yes, I'm introducing Lucas and Allen's show, weekly podcast, and some takes on stuff, and stuff like that. So stay tuned for Sunday. Nothing to do at LimitsCenter at all. That's my thoughts on the situation for sure, if you ask me. As always, that is your LimitsCenter podcast, your Thursday, April, Jesus. That is your LimitsCenter podcast, your Thursday, March 19th of 2026. On YouTube, Lucas and Allen 1018, and all audio platforms, Lucas and Allen Show. Thank y'all for watching. LimitsCenter on YouTube, Lucas and Allen 1018, and all audio platforms, Lucas and Allen Show. Which is LimitsCenter podcast for your Thursday, March 19th of 2026. Hopefully, knock on wood. I think I'm going to have one more podcast today. I wanted to do a podcast last night during Dynamite. That's how bad Dynamite was. But I actually fell asleep after Dynamite went off the air. After I watched Dynamite last night, I watched it the next day. I was watching parts of it. I got bored out of my fucking mind. So I was waiting for the rest of the show in the morning to say at least. But trust me, until next time, I trust me, definitely be next time, everybody. Peace, love, everybody. I'm out. I love y'all big time, to say at least.